Hiya, I'm that James Wisdom, and today I'm going to be unboxing Aqua Garden. So hello everybody, today I'm going to be unboxing Aqua Garden. Now this is a game I got on Kickstarter. It arrived days ago as of the recording of this video. This is a game from a Japanese company, and you can see from the back of the box that it is all in Japanese. Now I am assured that in this box there are Japanese and English instructions, and I don't think the components really have any language specific elements to them, so you can just kind of play with the components without needing specific English versions. This game is from a company called Uchibacoya, I think that's how that's pronounced, apologies if not, who are a Japanese board game company. They've been making games for some time as far as I can tell from their website, and they make really nice components for other games, so sort of generic components for other games, and I think more specialist ones as well. And that's one of the main reasons I got this game, is because it has lots of really nice looking meeples in it. The game itself is a 1 to 4 player game about building your own aquarium, where one of your kind of meeples goes around and collects fish to bring back to your own personal aquarium, and depending on what fish you've got, and what fish are in what tanks and with what other combinations of fish, you'll get different numbers of points, and whoever has the most popular aquarium at the end of the game wins. The most popular aquarium is of course decided by the highest number of points. That's the basic premise of the game: collecting fish, putting them in an aquarium, scoring points at the end. So without further ado, let's get to the table and get it unboxed and have a look. So here it is. This is Aqua Garden. This is the box for it anyway. So let's just flip it over so we can have a look. Now we've got on the back here everything in Japanese except for the things we need to know, which are 1 to 4 players, 40 to 60 minutes, and 15 plus. Now the game of course is named in English here, but everything else is in Japanese. But we can see what comes in the box. So we've got the main kind of board where we collect fish with our manager, I believe is how this works. We've got the kind of ocean here, we've got a little bag, we've got some tokens and fish and that sort of stuff. We've got our individual player boards for our aquariums. Now that's everything that's in the box here. I do have this little expansion as well, which was a Kickstarter exclusive expansion, which we will have a look at in due course. But let's look at that last and get into the main box first. So let's just tear that across there. There we go, nice box. Let's open it up. I'm going to show you the sides. Now it's not got the things on it, but it's not really much to see there. There we go. Nice inside of the box there. The big bag. The bag is actually a lot bigger than I expected. Oh, I can feel that all the meeples are in here. Actually, I'm going to leave them all in there for a little bit of a surprise, but that's a really nice bag. Oh, this has got that new board game smell. That's nice. This is the cards. I think that might actually be all the cards that we get. Yeah, so if I just skim through there, I just did a sneak peek at what's below, but that's the cards. I'm just going to open them up while we're here. Have a look, since they're on top. There aren't many cards, and as you can see, you don't need to be able to read English to be able to understand these. They're all just numbers. We've got some event cards here: Shark Impact, Clownfish Wonderland, Stripes Fiesta, Little Aqua Garden, Night Sea Museum, and then some more cards there as well. So those are the cards. I'll just put them to one side for a moment and we can have a look at them again in a sec. Let's have a look at the rules. Again, English version and Japanese version of the rules. I'm obviously not worried about the Japanese version of the rules here. Nice quality book though. Just gonna put that to one side because I don't need it. So for us, let's look at this. Yeah, let's build our own aquarium. That's a nice little quote on the front there. That's cute. So one day you suddenly become inspired to open an aquarium in your town. But there is a lot of work to do to make your aquarium stand out from the rest. First, you need to buy fish. Do you take a closer look at the aquatic fare or buy them from the fishermen? Or maybe you need to focus on advertising to attract more customers. And most of all, the hardest part is deciding how to display the fish in the 6 large aquarium tanks. You need to consider all the requirements each creature has. Sea turtles need seaweed. The small and large fish are afraid of sharks. To top it off, there is only one employee you can ask to help. Wait a moment, other similar aquariums have been built all over the town as well. Will your aquarium become the most renowned in town? So that's the premise of the game. That's a lovely little kind of starting point. I love that that's just on the cover, so you don't even have to open the book. Before you open the book, you've already got the flavour text there, and that's really nice. It tells us what we're doing in the game. right? It gives us all the information we need to know actually here in this little bit of introduction. We're starting an aquarium, we're competing against others, we can get fish in different ways. Depending on which fish we get will depend on where we can put them within our aquarium, in our 6 large aquarium tanks. Do you have seaweed to go with your sea turtles? Can you have large and small fish with sharks? No, you can't. You know, that kind of thing. It gives us all the information we need. And then when we open up, we can actually see all the components we're going to get. So there's lots of nice things in here. I'll flip through, but I won't pause on the instructions. There you go, nice board set up here, so you can see how the board is set up. You can see where everything goes. This is the main play area here, and then you've got your individual player setup. So this is the main board in the middle, plus your individual player setup as well. Hopefully this has all been translated nicely. It is a game from Japan with Japanese creators who didn't speak any real English, which was quite noticeable in the Kickstarter campaign itself. So I know they did have translators, but I do know there was a mistake where one of the cards wasn't translated quite correctly. So there's quite a lot here. You can see it's quite complex instructions. Hopefully it's not too complex again. I don't think it is. I think it's giving us the different instructions for 2-player rules. Then there are some advanced rules. It will probably recommend you don't play with advanced tokens to start with. There are also some expansions which I will show you shortly, which give you some more advanced rules that you can play with just for a little bit more variety as well. But there you go, those are the rules. Nice. And then we've got our actual player boards. Let's just take these out. So we've got our ocean disc here, double-sided, quite nice. This is a decent board. You can hear that, me flicking it. It's got a nice motif. It's got this kind of blue to green kind of gradient here. It's quite nice actually. Then you've got the main board that goes in the center, which is a bifold board, or actually I think it's a monofold board, isn't it? It just folds in half. Great, lovely. And then you move around the board with your main meeple here and collect and do things as you go around. Finally then, you've got the individual player aquarium boards. Now these are a lot more flimsy. They wibble, they wobble, they are just card. They're not board, they're just a sort of card, which is fine. It's not as nice as I would have liked. It's not as premium as it could have been, but they will work and function perfectly appropriately. Now these are your aquariums. This track across the top is your funds, as they call them, so the money that you've got to spend in the game. These are your 6 aquarium tanks. These spaces here are where you can move your employee around. So it mentioned in the instructions here that you've got your owner who's going to go on this board, the main board, and then you've got your employee who moves around on this board, and that's it. You've got those 2 meeples that move around, and then everything else is about placing your fish. Then you've got a little quick guide here with the amount of oxygen you've got and then how much each fish minuses from that oxygen. And all 4 of these boards are exactly the same. They're not different colours. Nothing various about them. They're exactly the same, just duplicates of the same thing. Now let's do the important bit, the main bit. Let's open up this bag. Now this is a nice bag. It's tied in the box, actually. It was tied up. Oh, it's got a nice drawstring. It's actually a decent string rather than like a ribbon. Decent quality bag, fabric bag, and then in here is just bags of meeples. So there they are. They're all our meeples. I guess we'll just open these up. Let's put them all back on here. You can look at them on the camera if you want to. These I think are all, yeah, these are all fish and things like that. So let's look at the other tokens first and we'll look at the fish last. Starting here, these are going to be our individual player tokens. So we've got here our manager or our owner tokens here in grey, white, red and green, which are really interesting colours. They're just, you know, not the common colours that you would expect to see. You've got this kind of lime green, you've got a grey, you've got a white and you've got a red, each with this little bow tie and buttons printed on them. They're really nice actually. I really like those, I have to say. I think those are really cute. I think the printing is nice, they're unique, but they're also really simple, really straightforward. And I do like my meeples to be relatively straightforward for my normal playing pieces usually. The fish, slightly different story, but I like those. So those are our managers. Those are the guys who are going to move around on the big board. And we've got our money tokens, or our fund tokens as they call it in the book, which are these. There's some issues with the registration. They're not perfectly centered, which will annoy some people, but I think these are fine. Printed meeples are always going to have some registration issues, I have found. Then we've got another little cube here. I believe the cube is just like a round marker or maybe a first player marker, who knows. just a cube for something. Then we've got in this other bag here, the other playing tokens. Now, I'm not entirely sure what each of these actually do. I do know what these ones do. These ones are our employees. Now, I love that our employees are different from our managers. So, because these could just be exactly the same thing. There's no reason these are different tokens. It would have been much easier just to provide 2 of these meeples, one for the employee on the board and one for the main board, and it would have made no difference whatsoever. But I like that they've got these slightly different employees here. Again, slight issue with the registration of the kind of apron or the uniform on this one here, but really nice. I like the contrast. They've gone with different colours for the print for the different colours of meeple. So the grey one and the red one have got white printing, whereas the green and the white have got more silvery colour print, and that's just to add to the contrast. So really nice there. They've even got little caps on with the little things on the side of their head. Lovely. And then these are flags. So we've got a grey one, a green one, a red one and a white one. As you can tell, these are for each individual player. What they do exactly, I don't know, and I like those. I think those are nice. Now, those are all things that individuals will have, so everybody will have an equal number of each of those things except for that. Then we're on to the fish meeples. I'm just going to take one out of each bag, I think, just to show you, because they all should be exactly the same. There we go. We've got the seaweed there, again nicely printed. I really love these prints that they've got on these. There's lovely detail in them. There's multiple colours on most of these prints, I think. This one's got 3 different colours of printing, I think. The green, the white and the blue there. And these are nice. So that's your seaweed. Let's look at the coral. So there you go. Again, really detailed print. You can just see how fine those lines are. They're really nice. Really, really nice. Fine lines on there. Let's do some fish. Let's do these sparred knife jaws. I think these probably are. These are stripy fish. Anyway, now I believe that each of these fish has 2 versions. So you've got a golden one here. You've got your black and white one, your normal one, which you can see is in the bag here. Nice printing there. 3 colours again, or 2 colours. You've got the white, you've got the black, and then you've got this sort of greyish blue colour. Lovely. And then the same print, just in a different colour for your special one as well. And this is all gold and yellow. Lovely. So there's those. Let's have a look. Let's do the sea turtles, because that's the thing that is in my hand right now. Again, you've got 2 different colours. You've got a purple one here. Lovely printing. These ones are gorgeous. These ones are just really nice. Just to look at the shape of that meeple. Just a lovely shaped meeple there. And then you've got the red ones, which are, again, the common ones, the normal ones. There you go. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Really nice. Again, good prints. Multiple colours. Looking good. Let's go next to the clownfish. The Nemos, as everybody will call them here. So we've got one clownfish in orange, which is what most of them are in, and then there's a special one in blue as well. So we've got, there's your red one, there's your blue one. Again, lovely, lovely prints, multiple colours, good thickness, good colour, really bright, really vibrant. Going to look lovely on the board when you start playing this and actually building up your aquarium. I can see this game just being really nice in terms of table presence more than anything. I think it's just going to look really good as you're playing it. What we got next? Let's do the sharks next. There are 2 different shark in here. So we've got a blue one and then a grey one. Again, special grey shark, special blue shark, or regular blue shark should I say. Most of them blue. There's the grey one in addition. Lovely. Look at these. Really nice. Just look at the detail on these and look at the shape that they've managed to get away with making here. And I note that none of these are broken in the bags. None of them have come damaged from what I can tell. As I say, there were slight registration issues on some of them, but such minor things considering how good they look. So there are your sharks. 1 shark, 2 sharks. Then let's do this one. Have we got a special whale shark? So looking in this bag, I can see that I've got sharks and seahorses. There are special seahorses, but not special whale sharks. So there's your whale shark. Lovely. Look at that. What a great print. What a great shape. It even feels like it's coming towards you there. Lovely. Whale shark. Seahorse. Green one is the standard one. This kind of orangey, browny, mustardy coloured one is your special one. Regular, special. Again, lovely prints, multiple colours on both, white and blue on this one, and dark green and white on this one, dark brown I guess, and white on this one. Last bag then, which has 3 different things in. This one I think is your advanced token, so this is what you would play with in a regular game, a basic game, and then these ones are your more advanced ones. Now this to me looks like a sucker fish, which attaches to the bottom of a shark, so that probably can only be placed with sharks, or maybe only be placed with whale sharks maybe, but that's a sucker fish, very clearly a sucker fish to me, which if you don't know anything about fish, which you maybe don't, you know, you might be a board game fan rather than the fish fan, but sucker fish attach themselves to larger creatures and kind of feed off the bacteria and things that grow on these larger creatures, and you use them as protection. So I imagine that goes with that when you're playing with the advanced rules. Lovely. Again, really detailed, like really thin, narrow thing. And surprised that these things haven't broken. They're really well made considering. Then you've got array, not as detailed a print there. Nice, simple, straightforward print. For this advanced one, just 2 colours. You've got the main base colour of blue, plus the kind of gill / fin shapes on the top there. And then you've got I think this is an elephant octopus is what this is supposed to be. They've got these cute ears, but there you go. Again, simple printing, but really nice. And then those are your advanced meeples. So that's all the meeples, that's all the stuff in the game. Before we finish up, let's just have a quick look at these cards and run through what they actually do, because we just sort of skimmed them earlier. Now these cards on the top here, these ones here, are our scoring cards. And there are 3 different types of these. So you've got seahorses, you've got the sea turtles, you've got the sharks, and then you've got the clownfish. Now each time you play the game, you will have one of these scoring cards per sort of set. So you'll have 1 seahorse card, you'll have 1 sea turtle card, you'll have 1 shark card, and you'll have 1 clownfish card. And then the rest won't be used for that game. And that gives you a little bit of variety for each game that you play, which is nice. And the way these work, as far as I can tell here, are that basically when you've completed a tank with this kind of setup, you get to score. So this is kind of what you're aiming to do. And that's what these flags are for. I didn't realise earlier, but the flags are to go there. And then that is when you claim that you've done that. So it's kind of a race to do these different things, and you can get these different victory points at the end of the game for that. So that's a nice kind of scoring card. You'll have 4 of those per game, 1 from each type. Next then, you've got the kind of event cards. This is a really nice kind of set of things that you can play around as well. And then finally, these cards are for the advanced fish or the advanced creatures you get. There are 3 in English, 3 in Japanese. We won't need those, so I'll just look at these. You've got the Dumbo octopus, or the flapjack octopus as it's called here, which gives you 1 victory point for each type of fish token in the same tank as a flapjack octopus. So it's just an advanced extra scoring thing that you can do. It costs 3 to buy 1, and it's -2 oxygen. Then you've got the ray, which actually has an unfortunate misprint here. It says the original English text looked like this. So there is a correction that they've put out, and they've provided a PDF version that you can use to replace this. It's only a player aid, you don't need to draw these cards. It's a bit of a shame that it wasn't correct when they did it and it got missed in the check, but it's still fine. It's an advanced card as well, you don't actually have to play with it. If you've got the expansions, you may just choose to actually, you know what, maybe I won't play with the rays just because I don't have the right card or whatever, but yeah, this has been put in here instead of what it should say. These were the notes from the editor, whoever was actually making the card just copy pasted off of the document because they couldn't read the English. They didn't realise what they'd copied, and they copied the wrong thing by the sounds of it. Then you finally got this one here, which is correct, which is earn 2 victory points for each remora or suckerfish in the same tank as 1 or more shark or whale shark. Yes, I was right. These go with the shark or whale shark, and they get you the extra points. So basically, you put this in with a shark, you get 2 victory points. If you put it in with 2 sharks of different types, you get 4 victory points. And that's it. That's all the cards there are then. So that's everything that's in the base game there. If you were to go out and buy this game today, this is what you would get. I do, however, have one additional thing to show you. This was a Kickstarter exclusive expansion, which gives us some more advanced creatures. So what I get in here is I get some more cards, and I get some more meeples. Now the meeples themselves we might as well look at first, and we can look at the cards that go with them afterwards. So we've got spider crabs, we've got sea snakes, we've got pufferfish, and then we've got mola mola or sunfish. Again, really nice. These are all advanced pieces. You would probably replace the advanced meeples with these. I think that's generally what it suggests when playing the game. You use a selection of the advanced things. So you would only use 3 advanced fish per game. So in this case that is the ray, the octopus and the suckerfish. But you could replace those with any of these. And that would again change up your game, just gives you a little bit more variety that you can play in the game. So those are nice. Again, lovely printing, same as before. I like that they've got different colours, I've got the same thing. This one does have a very different feel to the design. This is the only one I feel like is quite different to all the others. Just because spider crabs are so spindly, it would have been impossible to make them any other way. Now these are the cards that go with them. Again, as with the others, they're in Japanese and in English. So this is actually the rules for these components. Got 3 advanced fish token description cards, and then 4 sunfish, 4 pufferfish, and 4 Japanese spider crabs. Oh, and the spotted garden eel, as they call it here, or the sea snakes, replace the regular round marker token. So that's just a nice thing to go in place of this, I assume. So you use this guy instead. I think that's nice. That's just a nice little Kickstarter exclusive thing. I think works quite nicely. So we've got the sunfish. Let's have a quick look at what it does. So the sunfish, or mola mola, costs 4 and is 3 oxygen, and 2 victory points for each 3 funds you have at the end of the game. Then you've got the pufferfish, which is cost of 3 funds and minus 1 oxygen. Earn 1 victory point for each coral token you have in your aquarium during scoring. Finally, you've got the crab, the Japanese spider crab. Earn 1 victory point for each advanced fish token in your aquarium during scoring. So that's the Kickstarter exclusive expansion that you get if you ordered this game on Kickstarter. There are, however, 3 boxed expansions that you can get as well. And I have done a separate video explaining each of these and unboxing each of these as well. But basically, you've got Outdoor Expansion, Sea Jewelry and Sea King. And for the most part, these expansions just change what your advanced fish are. The Outdoor Expansion has 1 additional component as well, which gives you an extra tank. But otherwise, it's just changing what the advanced fish are. So it's up to you whether you feel the need to get these expansions just to add some more variety to the game. I would encourage you to have a look at the video that I've put up in addition to this, to have a look, see what you think about these, and get them if you think they are interesting. I really like the look of them, but never having played this game, I don't know that I need all of this variety at this stage. But that is it for this Aqua Garden unboxing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, all that nonsense. Check out the expansions video as well. Keep smiling, thank you very kindly, and I'll see you in the next one.